Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Samantha Portia, and I'm back again with another video for you guys. First of all, I'd like to apologize for staying away from you guys for the last 2 weeks. However, I had a lot going on within those last 2 weeks. Pretty much everything started from my Philly trip. I did a vlog on that trip, so if you did not get a chance to see it, go back on my page and just take a look at it really quick. However, today in this video, I am going to get into much more details about the things that has transpired for me over the last 2 weeks. But before we jump into this video, I like to greet everyone. So those of you who are viewing this channel, most of you already know who I am because you follow me on my social sites, and I thank you for that. But to those of you who don't know who I am, welcome, and I hope you guys feel home here enough to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also turn on your bell notifications. That way, whenever I drop a video, you guys won't miss it. And let's just say you happen to miss it, you'll be able to go back in your notifications and watch the video again. So with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump into this video and let's get into some things, okay? So okay, I know that Ballroom has gotten a lot of media play over the last couple of years. So this video is going to be somewhat Ballroom related. I just want to address a couple of things in this video stemming from my Philly trip up to current day. So the first thing I want to say is, in Ballroom, I've been in my house, well, the house that I was in, I was there for about 10 years. So from 2011 up until this year, I was in that house. And what I can tell you from my personal experience is that Ballroom does have a whole lot of politics, like hella politics, that like there's no way around it. It's just is what it is. And I'm not bringing that up because it's an issue to me. It is an issue, but it's not so much of an issue to discourage me away from participating in Ballroom. However, there is politics, okay? You have your favoritism. So the reason I'm bringing that up is because I walked this ball. It was an awards ball, the Iconology ball, and the category that I walked was Sex Siren. So those of you who are listening to this video and you don't know much about Ballroom and the terminology that I'm using as far as walks and categories and stuff like that. So Ballroom is pretty much a collective of different categories stemming from dance, image, appearance, fashion, different things like that. So you have your different categories. The categories that I tend to walk mostly are Sex Siren, and that's basically a category where you're presenting yourself as a sexy person, goddess, image, like your body, everything, all of that counts, like the whole package. So I walk Sex Siren, I walk Face. Face is more so of a beauty competition, if you will. You also have, well, the categories that I also walk is Realness and Trilogy. Trilogy is a collective of 3 different categories: face, body, and realness. So those are a few categories that I tend to walk mostly. But at this particular ball, I walked Sex Siren, and I ended up getting chopped, which is, for me in my Ballroom career, is the first time that I've ever gotten chopped. So let that sink in, guys. My 10 years of walking Ballroom, when I travel out of state to this Philly ball, a major ball, that was the first time that I've ever gotten chopped. So those of you who are hearing chop, what's a chop? A chop is basically when you come up to or you present your effect to the judges panel, and the judges can be from 6 to 8 people, if I'm not mistaken, 1 representative for each different house, on a stage or on a judges panel that's judging or basically giving their yay or nay to whatever is being presented. So This was the first time that I've ever gotten a chop. Walking up to the judges panel, everybody was yay. There was one person that was nay. So to me, it was surprising. What was even more surprising to me was the competitors that walked after me. Now, this is in no way to take shots or pick at people, you know, who walk this category. In my opinion, is my opinion. Don't duck if the shoe don't fit. I'm buzzing shots now. It just is what it is. Now, I'm not into the whole, you know, insulting and reading people type of thing, but I'm gonna say facts. So that's what we're gonna do today. So when I got my chop, I took it gracefully. You know, I didn't make a big deal about it because, again, this is ballroom. I pretty much get it. But what was more shocking was watching the footage after the fact and seeing the people that they let walk through. I was completely in awe, like almost to the point of being disrespected, because I'm like, there's no way in hell that the competitors walking after me should have gotten any 10s or anything like that. So for one, the outfits that they wore, in my opinion, for this particular category, was very covering. They had, I mean, beautiful gowns. It was almost as if they had on gowns. They had, how do you explain this? Okay, the one who walked after me had on a bra and a panty set, and the bra part actually was kind of cut out, and they had like this bejeweled thing on it, and then it was the panty set, and then it had like this cape that was connected to her hands. So it was like it was revealing in the front, yeah, but it was like very covering. In my opinion, I just don't think that this person should have had that outfit on, because the body wasn't there, like, and then it's like you're using this cape as almost like a safety blanket to cover, like, you know, infections or whatever. And to me, it just wasn't given like, okay, yeah, I'm sexy, here's my body, this is what I'm giving, yes, get into it. You know, it wasn't given that. Like, she had back rolls. I mean, there wasn't any curves, like no hips, like the body was it was big, but the body was very up and down and had rolls. So to me, that was like, no, you know. And the thing with ballroom is like, you're gonna get that a lot, because ballroom is a girlfriend thing. Who you know, who's who. Hold that thought. Exactly what I just said. Hold that thought, because I'm going to get into some more things. So, that person walked. You know, everybody gave that person their 10s. How? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Especially with me walking up there first, and then they get that behind me. If I was to get chopped, everybody else was supposed to get chopped too, because that was not the look. But whatever. That person got their 10s. And then the third person comes out. So, the third person comes out, and it kind of gave like this teddy effect where it's like the top and the bottom like just connected. The whole midsection was covered. Again, with this person, no curves. The body was big, but very up and down, you know. And then this one's cape was like much more bigger and longer and more covering. So, I mean, the most that you probably got from this person was a bit of cleavage up here, but it still was not the look, especially with me walking first. I mean, come on, like, no, that wasn't the look. So, again, like, and then after the fact of the whole ballroom situation, but before I get into that, I'm skipping parts. So this person walks, right? And it's like, how did y'all let this pass? How? Like, what's going on here? So they walk, you know, doing a little thing or whatever. And the footage don't lie, and I've seen it in the comments. You know when you read something in the comment section, but you already thought it, but you go to the comment section just to see if other people caught it or if they're thinking it. So yeah, they're up there, whatever, and a ball pops out. Yeah. A little testicle like just popped out from the bathing suit area. It's like, really? Where's the polish? Where's the polish? Where's the polish, really? So they got grand prize. It turns out that they were in the same house together. And I get a phone call the day after pretty much saying like, you know, don't let that affect you because that ball was already fixed, which most of them are. That ball was already fixed for those people to win. You know, they're building ballroom careers and stuff like that. So ballroom is very much so like politics. It's very girlfriend, who knows who. And now that I'm back on that topic, again, when watching the footage back, which is why I'm glad that they record at these events, because before I walked out, it was a person, I don't know if they, like, I'm sure that's their girlfriends who they know. They walk out and like to the judges panel, and they're like trying to get the person, literally, and this turns out to be the very same person who chopped me. So they're like, who is that? You can't really hear them, but I can read lips. So I'm looking and I'm watching them say like, who's that girl on the floor? Who's that girl on the floor? And they must have said, oh, I don't know. And you just seen like the face just turn up like, so, oh really, you don't know me, but my presence disturbs you that much for you to screw up your face from not even knowing. You asking somebody else who I am, but my presence like disturbs you that much for you to screw up your face. So again, you know, things like this is very girlfriend, who knows who. And like, in all honesty, if I had to say it, which I am, none of these girls can sit by me. None of these girls can stand by me at all on a bad day or a good day. I'm talking about hair tangle, bonnet on, face not on. None of you girls can stand next to me at all. So, you know, I walk these balls now today just like knowing what my worth is, knowing what I present and what I bring to the judges panel, and we're gonna let the people decide, because honestly, like when it comes down to it, y'all are setting people up in this ballroom like thing. Y'all are making people feel like they're sexy when they're not sexy. Like when they're not bringing what marketable sexiness is, they're not bringing it. Y'all are setting these people up, and honestly, I don't think that that's fair, and I don't think that that's right. Y'all, what is this, like an inside joke that y'all are doing? So like, it's really mean, and I think you people should stop doing that. Stop messing with people's heads and making them think that they're more than what there actually is. So that is the basis of the whole Philly trip, the whole competition that I walked in Philly. The house that I was in, the house in Milan, I was there, you know, met a couple of them or whatever. Some of them are nice. Most of them are very standoffish. They don't deal, you know, it's just not that house support that, you know, you see in Paris is Burning or all these different outlets and stuff like that. So walking the ball, it just pretty much gave like everyone else's house was like really, really hype, and my house was like very dry. So people will walk up. Some people felt differently for that, you know, but we're gonna go with the grand majority now on this. But you will walk up and you'll hear like 5 or 6 people, you know, screaming or chanting Milan, Milan, you know, like that. It's just showing support for your house member walking their category. So, you know, we kind of like, our dynasty at the time, which is the Florida dynasty, we ended up going up to Philadelphia for the whole thing. So we met other Milans from different areas. So we just kind of like pretty much talked about it the next day. Again, like I said, some people felt differently, but it was a joint understanding that it was some type of standoffish. It was kind of like, okay, this is the North Milans and this is the Florida Milans. It's like we're together but we're separate type of thing. So we wasn't really like dealing with that. That wasn't like something that we were like excited about at all. So long story short, I guess things transpired with one of the members, you know, stating how they felt regarding our whole experience in Philly. So that ended up in them resulting in them getting put out of the house at the time. So it was funny to me when I can't really say that they got put out the house, but you know, if you want to have literal terms, I would say they didn't get put out the house because we already had discussions about leaving the house before all of this happening. So another thing that I would say is, if a person speaking their mind is grounds for them to be put out of a house where we're competing in categories and different things like that to express ourselves, that's almost an oxymoron for you to put someone out of the house for expressing how they feel. That's that. So after that, we just pretty much, like, the Florida Dynasty had a meeting, which is good, and I would say that that's important. Instead of people just kind of like just doing their own thing, we kind of wanted to do it the right way, go about it the right route. So we had a meeting, and it was a group unanimous decision to just go ahead and leave the house. Now, at the time, everybody was together. Everybody had, you know, their own reasoning for leaving, but at the end of the day, we all left pretty much at the same time. That's what we did. We decided to do it that way. We're comfortable with our decision, and that's just not going to change. It doesn't matter what's said after. And again, like, I don't care who comes on this video, who comments, who feels like you can show whoever you want. My opinion is my opinion. The video's done. It's not going to change. It just is what it is. So after that, like, maybe a week goes by, and it comes to my attention that, you know, most everybody left the house, and then people who were on the fence at the meeting ended up leaving the house as well. Now, this person that I'm going to talk about, I have to talk about this person because it ties the story in together, but I'm not going to mention their name. So I'm going to refer to them as nameless, okay? So it comes to my attention that Nameless left the house initially, right? Now, keep in mind, Nameless has friends and associates within the house, you know, that are like head members and different things like that. So Nameless left the house. Again, when we were in the house, all of us together, it was more of a family unit. So Nameless left the house, and then Nameless was offered a position to be a mother for the Florida Dynasty. Then Nameless came back to the house to be the Florida mother. Now, in my opinion regarding that, I feel like that in itself is a shady move. I personally would not accept a position like that, given the circumstances of everything that's transpiring and stuff like that. And in actuality, it makes Nameless look like a fake ass bitch. And that's just that. I don't give a fuck how y'all feel, and that's just that. I'm just be honest. So, you know, me being in the house for 10 years, when this comes back to me, even though I left the house, I didn't bring it up because I wanted the position. Like I told them, I already had the offer for the position. I didn't want the position, so I turned it down. But I felt the need to say something because it's like, no, you're not going to paint lipstick on a pig and tell me that that's a woman. Or no, you're not going to tell me that. Just like these people are. You're not going to put a sexy outfit on somebody, and just because that's your girlfriend, you're not going to convince me that they're sexy. No, you're not going to do that. So, that's just the Virgo in me, you know. I'm very, very observant, and it's not very easy for you to backhand insult me without me noticing it. And I'm not the type of person that's going to sit there and play nice for, you know, the people. No, I'm going to call it out for what it is. I'm going to call you on your bluff and everything, all of that. I'm going to put it out there and let it be known what's really good. You get what I'm saying? So that's what that whole energy was with that whole house and all of this and everything going on. And it was a little bit emotionally challenging. Not so much that I got into it with Nameless or anybody else, but solely for the fact of that is a part of me, my existence, everything like that. You know, 10 years is a long time to be committed into an organization and around people, you know, who now are not seeing eye to eye, and things are changing at a rapid pace, and you guys have so much history and stuff like that. Whether they're deep histories or shallow histories, whatever, you know, it's still somewhat of, you know, it's somewhat of a shock. But getting back to Nameless, like a lot of people, and this is a thing that I don't like people, your whole objective for making this a thing was for that person to be seen as a victim. Oh, I'm in tears, woe is me, da 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 da, so on and so on. We see the story over and over and over, and you know, a lot of female figures in this lifestyle, like, they're very good at this, you know, and I'm not very good at that. Like, this whole political correct thing is not new, because the female figures, transgenders and stuff like that, they do a lot of this amongst themselves. So just getting into ballroom now and stuff like that, like, I know how to deal with it because I've seen it before. I'm gonna call a mule a mule. So, like, it's not new. But pretty much, you know, seeing stuff like that online, and then, you know, people coming at me, making me look like I'm the shady person. But again, I have to bring up the fact of you are in a house with people who you viewed as your family. You left with your family and then came back only to take a position, a mothering position, that one of your family members were before all of this happened. So again, how does that make you seem? Friend, sister, you know? But yeah, it's pretty much that vibe. Again, with ballroom, especially with this, what I'm seeing, what I've experienced, I'm noticing that there is this much loyalty. It doesn't matter how much you know people, how well you worked with people, or anything like that. And you know, it was so bad to the point to where I had to let it be known that me and this person never really hung out. Like, I didn't go to this person's house for any sleepovers. We didn't go shopping. We didn't go to any movie dates. We didn't have dinner. You didn't invite me to your house for dinner. I never invited you to my house for dinner. And why? Because I'm sure that just from the type of person you are, that if I was to invite this person somewhere or to do something with me, it would be very, oh, you know, I have something to do, da, 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 da. So I don't have time for that, you know, because again, if that was to happen, me and this person would have been got into something a long time ago, because I'm not in the business of holding my tongue to spare people's feelings. That's just not something I do. But they suggested that I reached out to this person, and I did, not to apologize or nothing, but just to clarify what I said, because maybe you missed the message in translation, being that it was text and it was on Facebook. So let me further go into it, because again, I didn't tag you, I didn't put you on the forefront or nothing like that. So anybody reading that, aside from the head house members, who I was very direct with, only they would know, and yourself would know who I'm talking about. But again, still sparing you somewhat. I did not tag you, and I didn't do anything like that. You put yourself in all of that. So now you want to be tagged, I'm going to tag you. So, I reached out to this person. Hey, you know, I don't know if this is your same number. Da da da. Reach out to me. Mind you, in my opinion, I feel like that's a text that I should have gotten because you felt also bothered, sis. So if my sis felt also bothered with something that I posted, why didn't my sis or my friend text me? So I'm going to be the bigger person, the better woman, and I'm going to text you. So I text her or whatever, and pretty much it gave like maybe at that hour after of her being on Facebook and watching my replies as if they were going to change, and they were not. I'm very authentic in that way. So this person was like, oh, you said what you said. And I'm like, yeah, I meant that. I stand by that 100%. It's not going to change. Then it was, oh, okay, because I don't care anymore. Yeah, you don't care, but you were crying. So I feel bad because you were crying, and that's why I'm writing you anyway. But oh, I don't care, da da da. And that's the thing that I don't do. Maybe that's why I don't get along with a lot of Spanish trainees, because a lot of Spanish trainees, they all have this same like mentality and perspective of being better than and grand, da 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 da. And it's like, bitch, ho, you sell ass just the same way I sell ass. Our values are different. You may see value in getting a grand penthouse prison cell, staying in Brickell, Miami, and filling it up with grand designers and stuff like that, who one, don't even like minorities, and two, they probably don't even wear their shit themselves, but you go spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on it or whatever. Like, don't get me wrong, buy what you like, but to me, I don't see value in that. Like, my status is not based off the names that I wear. To these Spanish trainees and a lot of superficial people, things like that matter. But I'm a realist. I'm a Virgo. Maybe that's just me being like an earth sign and stuff like that. Stuff like that don't impress me. It doesn't impress me. It never did as a child, and it's not going to impress me now. Like, your money, it does not impress me. Sorry. So that's just kind of the vibe that, you know, all of this was. So in closing, I ended up unfriending anybody that was in this house or in this organization dealing with Milan, because it was such a nasty little battle. Again, I don't like to be around people in spaces to where my personality or the things that I feel to be true to myself is restricted, and I have to be like this statuesque person and just, yeah, you're beautiful, we're going to use you for your attributes and the things that you can contribute to the house, but we're not going to acknowledge you for real. Like, it's just more of a status thing. Oh my gosh, yeah, she's in my house, that's my daughter, da 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 da. And no, I'm not going for that. No, either you're gonna be real friends, and when things come, yeah, my real friends is in it too, like, hey, what's up, what's good. But if you're not gonna do that, we're not friends. And that's just how I felt. So again, my brother, my true friend that was in the house, I did ended up unfriending him. Just like, it was just a whole heap of everybody. I just like, anybody associated with this person in this situation, I don't want any parts of. And that was just my feeling in the moment. I do regret though doing it to him, but I've already reached out to him, I've talked, and you know, to me that's sign enough that, okay, this person does care enough for me to reach out. That's my opinion. They may see differently, but you know, time will tell. And you know, again, time heals all wounds or whatever. So I'm not really too much worried about that situation, or any situation for that matter. But I have to do what's true to me, and even if that means unfriending people, at least I understand it, even if you don't understand it. So the basis of this message is, guys, if you're a person that's going into Ballroom or anything, don't let people dictate you, your words, or dictate your feelings or anything like that, because I can assure you, you're not going to like it, and it's only going to be so much that you can take before you actually let them know exactly how you feel. And the thing about doing it that way is that it has a higher percentage of coming out in a more negative way. You know, some people may feel like you're attacking them and, you know, want to play victim. So again, just be real, be authentic in everything that you do. You know what I'm saying? For me, that's one of the reasons why I never liked authority figures or anything like that. Like, if I have to deal with something like that, I'd rather just branch off and do my own thing. I'm my own authority, and that's just how I am. So yeah, guys, be your own authority, okay? Going into anything that you do, make sure you know exactly who you are. Do things for yourself. Make sure you're able to sleep at night, because that's what's going to matter regardless of anything. So yeah, that was the drama that I had going on within the last 2 weeks. That's why you guys haven't seen me for a while, but now that everything is kind of cleared up, I will be back. So I'll see you guys in my next video and tutorial. Guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications, so whenever I do a video, you guys will be notified. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Later.